Hey everyone, welcome to Virtual Movi. We're so happy that you're here with us tonight. My name's Taylor.
And I'm Dana, and we're so glad to spend our Wednesday night together. We've missed you all week long. Remember to comment in the chat, in the YouTube chat. We see what you guys are saying, and we'll reference it as we're talking tonight. So my Thanksgiving break was pretty good.
Same. I got to relax, spent time with family. It was my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Turned 19.
19.
Ate all sorts of good food. Dana, what was your favorite part about your break? What did you do?
Definitely, so for me, Thanksgiving is, I enjoy Thanksgiving, but it's also like Christmas Eve.
Right.
So I'm starting to prepare for Christmas, day one of Thanksgiving and the day after, doing all my Christmas shopping, setting up all my Christmas decorations.
Starting the music.
Yes.
Hallmark movies.
Literally the best. So it's been a really good time, and it started snowing today. Did you see the snow?
I love it. I don't love to drive in it, but it looks very pretty. So.
How do you guys feel about the snow?
Yeah.
Comment in the chat about how you feel about the snow. So to start today, we're gonna play a fun Christmas game. It is called What Nick Said It.
I'm super excited to play this, guys, and we hope that you guys play along with us. So we're gonna get right into it.
So I'm gonna ask Taylor questions on what Nick said what, and yeah.
Here we go.
Find out what makes you kinder, what opens you up, and brings out the most loving, generous, and unafraid version of you. And go after those things as if nothing else matters, because actually, nothing else does. So Taylor, who said that?
Okay, so we have 4 options, right, Dana? What are my options?
It is Nick Cage, Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas.
We love Nick Jonas here.
Nick Offerman and Nick Claus.
Okay, so this kind of sounds deep. It sounds like a quote. I don't know. I don't think Nick Jonas would say this. It doesn't sound super lyrical. I don't think that Saint Nick would say it. So I'm between Nick Cage and Nick Offerman.
Oh, that's a good one. Now Nick Cage, National Treasure, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's something that would be in the National Treasure movie. I've only seen it once or twice. I'm gonna have to make a wild guess and go with Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman, she said. Is she right? She is right. It's
Wild
Nick
guess.
Offerman. That was good.
We'll see.
I didn't think Nick Jonas would say that
No,
either.
I don't, yeah.
He usually says something about being jealous or something like that. Okay, so the second quote is, stop hoping, start believing.
Okay,
Who
so
said
to
that?
me this sounds like it could be a lyric. And I saw the Jonas Brothers in concert last summer, which I was fangirling pretty hard. And I know that they sing a song called I Believe. So I'm gonna go with Nick Jonas. We'll see if that's right.
All right, guys, what do you guys think in the chat? I mean, part of me was thinking when I first saw this, maybe Nick Claus.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I think it could go either way,
Yeah.
honestly.
Alrighty, so the answer to this is, are you ready? It is Nick Jonas!
Woo!
You were right, good job.
I'm a big Nick Jonas fan, so hopefully I get that right.
You know, he was in some movies too. I think he was in the movie Jumanji.
Yeah, I don't even know. I watched the trailer.
The
but I haven't watched
man
it.
can do it all, I feel like. Singing, acting.
He's great, he's a
Does it all.
legend. Okay, what's the next question?
Everything we do impacts someone else's life. Oh, that's deep. That's the real, who said that?
Ugh.
So let's go, we can go through it together. So
Okay.
with Nick Cage.
I feel like that could be potential, like a potential answer. Nick Jonas, I don't really think he'd say that. Maybe Nick Offerman and Nick Claus.
Oh, this is tough.
What do you think, Dana? What would you say if you had to make a wild
So
guess?
when I first saw this, I was thinking, okay, impact someone else's life.
I feel like it'd be one of the actors.
Okay,
Either Nick Cage
okay.
or Nick Offerman. I'm gonna say we already had a Nick Offerman answer. He was already one of them, so maybe Nick Cage.
Oh, Taylor!
Three in a row.
You're good at this game.
Okay, I'm usually not super good at
All right.
games, so this is the one.
Oh, this one's funny.
Okay, I'm ready.
Slow down sugar because I'm a diabetic.
Okay, guys, I actually know
I
this
know.
one because it's Nick Jonas. I
Yes!
watched the movies and I know he's had diabetes. I know I sound creepy. I promise it's just because I watched his movies when I was younger and I was obsessed. So I'm gonna go with Nick Jonas.
I feel like you're right, and I feel like it's hard to slow down with the sugar, especially around Christmas time.
For sure. What's your favorite holiday treat, Dana?
Oh, my mom makes these chocolate Italian cookies, and they are to die for. And I only get them on Christmas morning, and
So
they're
you
like
wait for them, you anticipate them?
literally my favorite thing ever.
I love sweets. I have a sweet tooth.
All right, so the next question is, this is a fun game.
I'm loving it. Okay, I'm ready for it.
Seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing.
Okay,
this one.
I think that this is gonna be Nick Claus or Saint Nick. I don't know, I just feel like this is a Christmas quote. I'm going, it's just a wild guess.
What do you guys think? Comment in the chat what you guys think.
I don't know.
All right, are you ready
Nick
for
Claus.
this?
I'm ready.
It is Nick Claus! Taylor, you are good!
I'm just honestly guessing. The ones I really knew were the Nick Jonas ones, but just guessing.
You're crushing it, girl.
There we go.
All right, the next one. Just remember the true spirit of Christmas lies in your heart. Oh, that's like kind of deep.
Honestly though, I want to say Nick Claus, but I know that was just the one before. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna go with Nick Claus again. I feel like
Taylor, you crushed it again. All right, so the last one.
Okay.
So this means you're at 100% right now. You haven't gotten one wrong. How do you feel about that?
I feel on top of the world because I'm not usually, like I said, like a game expert or like super smart, but I feel super smart because I'm getting all these right.
Girl, you're
not
crushing
gonna lie. Okay.
But the joy of life is a very good thing. And while work is the essential in it, play also has its place. I like that. I kind of want to like get that tattooed like right here.
There, just look at it
and
every
just
day.
Remember, yeah.
It is a good quote. Dana, what do you think it is? I don't know. I feel like for this one, I'm gonna have to guess again because I don't have.
Okay, let's talk about it. So Nicolas Cage.
I don't know too much about him. All I know is that he was in
National Treasure, which is literally the best movie ever, Taylor.
It is a good
You haven't
I've seen it like.
You have seen it? Okay.
Probably back in 7th grade, which is a while.
You gotta rewatch that. I think it might be on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Keep that in mind. Nick Jonas, maybe, but I don't really know. I don't know if that's something he'd say. Nick Offerman, what do you think about him?
I don't know. The mustache kind of stresses me out. Like, what's he doing? How do you eat food with a mustache?
How does he enjoy that Thanksgiving meal with that mustache?
You're right. Does he have to like go back and like groom it?
I gotta put
clean
the
it?
hair up. I gotta put the hair up.
You're right, or else you
I
get
can't
like
imagine a
stuffing and
mustache.
gravy on your hair.
Oh, no. And Nick Claus. I think I'm gonna just guess and do Nick Cage. I don't know. I'm honestly just guessing.
All right. Let's see. Nick Offerman.
Oh, guys, I missed one of them.
One.
So frustrating.
And how many did you guys miss? Did you get them all? Did you miss one? Did you miss two? Comment in the chat what your score is. We want to know. And we really care. All right, so guys, this was so much fun. Next, we're gonna talk about some good news. News that isn't bad.
And we all need some more good news in our life, guys. I know I personally do.
We definitely do. So the first good news is, did you know that on Disney Plus, you can have a watch party?
Woo!
What?
I'm super excited about this.
What?
Reese, what are you gonna
You
watch?
can have a watch party?
A real watch party, Reese.
What?
Apparently this is the best news Reese has heard all
Oh
week.
my gosh! I'm so excited!
He's still recovering, guys. Look
So
at him.
excited!
So this is so fun, especially on the Christmas season. You can watch Christmas movies with your friends. And at Movi, we're actually doing watch parties every single week up until Christmas.
I'm super excited.
So
Stay tuned on our Instagram.
Yes.
There'll be updates, and we hope that you guys would watch with us.
Yes, and you can comment in the chat just like you do here on the watch party. So the second order of good news is...
We decorated the Apex Christmas tree.
Yes.
So this was super, super fun. We had the Christmas music blasting. We got all the decorations. We even threw some special decorations on the tree. Dana, what were some of those?
Look at me. Okay, so we put some Febreze, some Clorox wipes, some hand sanitizer, all of your necessities of 2020.
We even had some babies on there. 3 of them, not 1, 3, and they're peering at you. So when you look at this Apex Christmas tree, they're staring you down. Staring you down. And guys, we want you to guess the topper of the Christmas tree. And you can find that out by looking at our Instagram at Movi Teens. Go on the little story, click that and you'll see, or just guess in the chat. We want to see what you guys say. And our last segment of good news, we need a drum roll for this one.
This is the biggest.
Coach Pitts is back!
What?
Yes!
Coach Pitts is back! What? Are you kidding me? I cannot believe Coach Pitts is back!
Taylor, do you know who Coach Pitts is?
So sadly, I don't know who Coach Pitts is, but I want to find out. So Dana, I need you to tell me more about Coach
So I actually heard he's a member of our church.
Really?
Yes. He leads our Zumba classes, our workout classes. He is the ministry director of that.
Guys, who do you think it is? Leave a comment in the chats. Guess, because I honestly don't know. I want to know who Coach Pitts is.
There was a little snippet trailer of Coach Pitts on our Instagram. If you watched it, guess who he is. If you haven't, check out this video now of Coach Pitts' masterclass.
All right, youngins, welcome to Coach Pitts' masterclass. I heard that some of you little whippersnappers ate too much on Thanksgiving, and now I'm here to whip you in shape. First key to success if you're looking to get better shape: hydration. Easier said than done. Drink at least the same amount of fluid ounces as you think is appropriate. Normally over 32 ounces. The second key is communication. If you think I'm kidding, I'm not. If you think that I'm not good at sports or can't hold my own in a conversation, it's not true. I was a professional basketball player a long time ago, and to prove it to you, I'll show you. Right? I'll show it to you. Watch me make this shot. And that's how it's done. Now, motion is the most important thing if we're looking to work off some of those turkey pounds. In order to do that, we're gonna need to sit down. Grab yourself a chair. Sit down. Very nice. Very nice. Lastly, if you're looking to get a little bit more motion, you're gonna have to move while you sit. The best way to do that is with your arms. So for me, I like to eat. If you don't have anything around, just make sure that you use some mashed potatoes. Go use the box. If you're not in for mashed potatoes, my favorite are King Hawaiian rolls. They're amazing. And don't forget your corn! And that's Coach Pitts' masterclass for you, fans! Oh yeah, baby!
Dana, what are you doing? We're live.
Coach Pitts says that we have to drink a gallon of water a day in order to stay hydrated, especially after Thanksgiving.
I
So
better get
every
on
day,
that, guys.
you better get on that, girl, because every day I've been drinking a gallon of water.
She's following Coach Pitts in his masterclass. Look at her go.
So every week we're gonna post something about Coach Pitts, videos of him, something like that. So stay tuned and drink a ton of water, guys.
So right now we're gonna go into our worship and our message given to us by Benj. So make sure to grab a notebook and a pen to take some notes, and we'd love it if you guys would worship along with us.
You are here. proceed. I am making ways in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland.
What's up? Welcome to the Movi live stream, Movi Online, man. This is where we are. This is probably a different site for you. Although I do look just like Jeremy Laux, I am unfortunately not him. My name is Benj. I'm an intern here at the chapel, and I'm really excited that I get this opportunity to speak to you guys tonight. I think it should be a fun one. Hopefully you guys are having fun tonight. That's my hope. I'm glad that I get to come up here and tell you how much Jesus loves you. And it really is a cool opportunity. So hopefully you'll learn something. Hopefully I'll learn something through this process. But hey man, we got like 3 weeks until Christmas. Something like that. 3 weeks. And I cannot wait. Christmas has got to be one of my favorite holidays. It's up there. It could be number one. I'm not sure. But I'd assume that the majority of people's favorite holiday is Christmas. Drop in the chat if your favorite holiday is Christmas. But yeah, I would make that assumption that I'd say the majority of people, their favorite holiday is Christmas. Don't quote me on that, it's just an assumption. But people are waiting. People are waiting for Christmas, this year especially. I know I'm definitely waiting. Something that I've noticed this year, and noticed over the past few years, is that you know that feeling that you get when you're a kid, like, oh, I cannot wait for Christmas, that joy, that Christmas spirit that you get. I feel like each year as I get older, I'm waiting longer and longer for that feeling to come. That's such a good feeling. And it stinks that for some reason we're just waiting longer and longer for it. Maybe I'm alone in that feeling, but it seems like each year I'm just waiting longer and longer for that feeling to come. Something that I love about Christmas is this show. There's a show called The Great Christmas Light Fight. It's on ABC, and if you've never heard of it, I would check it out. But basically, they take a camera crew around the country, and they just like document and show off the best Christmas light shows in the United States. It's like a competition. So you send in a video of your light show on your house, and you get picked, and then they go around and come to your house and like show off your lights, and then they choose a winner at the end of the year. But these light shows are nuts. Like, okay, so you're driving on the street and you see some pretty cool lights. Hey, those are some pretty cool. Those are some pretty cool lights they got there. Hey, they're flickering a little bit. Take those lights, multiply it by like 100, and this is what you get on this show. These people are legit. I would show you a clip, but I can't. Copyright, man. But you gotta trust my word. These light shows are legit. They are intense. But what's even crazier is these people not only spend thousands of dollars on their light show every single year, but they start putting these lights up in like July, August, September, like 5 months before Christmas comes, 5 months before December. It's crazy. These people are waiting all year long for Christmas to come. I doubt anyone here likes waiting. Waiting isn't fun. But whether you like it or not, waiting is a part of life. So when we're in this season and we're waiting for Christmas, waiting is a part of life. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight and over next week's message, is this idea of waiting and the importance of waiting. So tonight I'd like to start off by talking about a word called Advent. A-D-V-E-N-T, Advent. If you've never heard of this word, maybe you have and you just don't realize it. Maybe you've heard it in context of like an Advent calendar. This calendar where you open up like a little gift each day in December leading up to Christmas Day. Maybe you've heard it in that sense, but Advent basically means the coming. So super early on, super early Christians, they would celebrate like 3 or 4 weeks leading up to Jesus' birth. And they called this Advent. They called this celebration Advent. We have a similar idea, In December, 3 or 4 weeks leading up to Christmas, we start listening to Christmas music. We start putting up our lights. We get a tree going. We celebrate the weeks leading up to Christmas Day. Advent is waiting for Jesus. The celebration is waiting for Jesus to come. The birth of Jesus Christ, waiting for it, man. But before we get to Jesus, I want to look in the Old Testament, because before we get to Jesus Christ, we got to start there. And so in Isaiah 7, we see this guy named Ahaz. Now Ahaz he's a king, but he's also a bad dude, and he's actually an even worse king. Think about that. You're a bad guy, but you're even worse at your job. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. But this guy Ahaz, he's a bad dude, and he leads his people in an ungodly way. He's a horrible king. And so God takes this prophet Isaiah, and he sends him to go out, and God's going to speak through Isaiah, talking to Ahaz. So in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 13 through 14, we read, "Then Isaiah said, 'Hear now, you house of David. Is it not enough to try the patience of humans? Will you try the patience of my God also? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel.'" This is basically God telling Isaiah, okay, Jesus is going to be born. And what I love about this passage, there's tons of things to love about this passage, but what I love about this passage is God through Isaiah is basically like, yo, Ahaz, is testing humans like not entertaining enough for you? You really gotta come and test me? And God's basically like, I'm gonna give you a sign. Jesus is coming. Like a king is going to be born. But what's even crazier about this is that king isn't born. Jesus doesn't come for another 700 years. God makes this promise to Isaiah that Jesus is going to be coming, but you have to wait 700 years for that gift, really. Now, let me tell you, these Israelites, they were bad at waiting. They were just bad at it, plain and simple. In Genesis 16, we see it says, Abraham is told he would have a son, but he was unwilling to wait for God's timing, and so he takes matters into his own hands. 1 Samuel 8, God's people grew tired of following him and wanted a king, just like all the nations around them. So God gave them what they wanted, and it led to the nation of Israel dividing and lots of wars and captivity. These are just two examples, but the Israelites were pretty bad at waiting for this king to come. They were pretty impatient. And I don't think we're honestly too far off from those Israelites. And that's the first thing I want to talk about, is humans are bad at waiting. We are bad at waiting. Maybe you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, well, I'm not actually as bad as those Israelites were. I'm definitely more patient than them. And before you make a statement like that, I would really want you to think about this. Think about this idea. Say you're outside, you're going on a trip or something, and you're scrolling through the gram, or you're trying to show somebody a TikTok, and you have really bad service, and nothing is loading. Everything's buffering. What do? How do you react to that? Well, if you're anything like me, you would probably double tap, swipe out of that app, turn off your phone, get really frustrated, maybe give it a little toss, maybe give it more than a toss, maybe throw it at the wall or something, do some damage. I'm not telling you to do that, but maybe that's something that you would do in a situation like that. But honestly, like, when we think about something like that, it's easy for us to realize that we are bad at waiting. And this isn't a shot, or maybe you're just sitting there and saying to yourself, well, like, why are you telling me this? I already know this, and this is honestly like a pretty sad point. And it is, but I want you guys to realize this, because before we can do anything else, before we can improve our patience, we have to recognize that we are bad at waiting. Before we improve our patience, we have to realize that humans are inherently impatient and inherently prideful. So before we get a medication for the wound, we have to let the doctor see it. So really, before we want to improve on our patience, we have to recognize this. Humans are bad at waiting. You know, we can't stop there though. We really can't. We can't say to ourselves, okay, I recognize that we're bad at waiting, and then just stop there. That's not enough. We can't stop there. We have to realize that there's further. There's more places to go. In Proverbs 14 it says, whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly. We don't want to be impatient. We don't want to be bad at waiting. Whoever is patient has great understanding. Proverbs 14. Jeremy Laux would say it like this. I'm quoting him. Impatience leads us to pride, emptiness, and bitterness. Patience leads us to humility, fulfillment, and joy. When we wait on God, follow His timing, He will always lead us to a place of fulfillment and joy in our lives. So this is the reason that we want to be better at waiting. So we have to realize that we're bad at waiting, and then we have to realize that we want to improve, because when we are patient with God, He will always lead us to a place of fulfillment. When we're patient with God, He will always lead us to a place of fulfillment. This is why we want to be better at being patient. I'm going to prove it to you. In Luke 2, we see this guy Simeon, and he's waiting for... Hey guys, what's up? Leads us to humility, fulfillment, and joy. When we wait on God, follow His timing, He will always lead us to a place of fulfillment and joy in our lives. So this is the reason that we want to be better at waiting. So we have to realize that we're bad at waiting, and then we have to realize that we want to improve, because when we are patient with God, He will always lead us to a place of fulfillment. When we're patient with God, He will always lead us to a place of fulfillment. This is why we want to be better at being patient. And I'm going to prove it to you. In Luke 2, we see this guy Simeon, and he's waiting for Jesus to come. And this story is told in Luke 2, verse 25-32. It says, "At that time there was a man in Jerusalem named Simeon. He was righteous and devout and was eagerly waiting for the Messiah to come and rescue Israel. The Holy Spirit was upon him and had revealed to him that he would not die until he had seen the Lord's Messiah. That day the Spirit led him to the temple. So when Mary and Joseph came to present baby Jesus to the Lord as the law required, Simeon was there. He took the child in his arms and praised God, saying, 'Sovereign Lord, now let your servant die in peace. I have seen your salvation, which you have prepared for all people. He is a light to reveal God to the nations, and He is the glory of your people, Israel.'" This guy Simeon had been waiting patiently for the birth of Jesus. And he was actually waiting with the same anticipation that we wait for Christmas with. He wanted Jesus to be born. He was waiting patiently. And because he waited patiently, he was blessed with the opportunity to hold baby Jesus in his arms and bless him. Because when we are patient with God, He will lead us to a place of fulfillment. When we wait on God and when we're patient with His timing, He will lead us to a place of fulfillment, because there's nothing else that can lead us to a place of fulfillment. We need to be patient with God's timing. His timing is not our own. So we need to recognize that we are bad at waiting. We need to realize that there's more. And there's more because God will lead us to a place of fulfillment when we're patient with His timing. But then we also have to realize that when we're in a time of waiting, or when we're waiting on God, when we're being patient with God, that we need to shift our focus. Simeon wasn't blessed with this opportunity to hold baby Jesus and bless him because of the fact that he was waiting, or how long he was waiting for. It was because he shifted his focus. He wasn't focused on himself or how long he was waiting for. He was entirely focused on the arrival of Jesus. When we shift our focus, God will lead us to a place of fulfillment. Simeon was focused on the arrival of Jesus. Just like Simeon waited in anticipation leading up to meeting Jesus, we have that same opportunity every Advent season. This Christmas season, we have that same opportunity. Rather than waiting impatiently, trying to hurry the things that we want, that immediate satisfaction, we can turn our focus and our attention to God, whose timing provides us joy and fulfillment. He's the only thing that can provide us fulfillment. And so we need to be patient on His waiting. We need to shift our focus when we're waiting. We need to turn our focus and our attention to God. Whatever it is that you're waiting on this season, whatever, maybe you're trying to force that immediate satisfaction. I'd like to remind you that our waiting should be focused more on remembering that this season's celebration is for the arrival of the Messiah. Because that is something to wait for. So we need to recognize that humans are inherently impatient, but we can't stop there. We have to strive to get better, because when we're patient with God's timing, He will lead us to a place of fulfillment. And while we're waiting, while we're trying to be patient, we need to shift our focus. We need to shift our focus on remembering that this season's celebration is for the arrival of the Messiah. Because truly that is something and the only thing to wait for. Let me pray for you guys. Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity that you've given me to speak to these students, God. I pray for safety over the next few weeks for these students. I pray for a happy holiday season. I pray that during this season we shift our focus and we are patient with you, God. We wait on you, the Messiah. We wait on the arrival of Jesus. God, I thank you for this day, and again, I pray for safety over these upcoming few weeks, God. In your name I pray. Amen.
Wow, Benj, what an awesome message. Thank you for reminding us to wait patiently on God. This is definitely a good time to hear that message.
For sure, just with the crazy season that we've all been living in, I loved hearing just the words of encouragement that he gave us.
It really is needed with, I'm sure, with school and with everything going on for everyone. Waiting patiently on the Lord is so important, and don't lose faith. But if you don't know Jesus and you want to know Jesus, you can go to thechapel.com/knowingjesus, and there you can fill out some information, and we'd love to get some resources to you. It's a great opportunity just to learn more about our ministry and how we can encourage and help you through your faith journey.
For sure. And also, guys, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Movi Teens, because we're going to be having some exciting announcements coming up.
Yes.
And we have a couple of them right now. So one, we're going to be having a virtual Movi Christmas party on December 16th. So like I said before, just make sure that you're following us, because we're going to have details to come for that.
So excited for that.
Excited.
We're in the midst of planning it, and soon all the details will come out, and it's going to be a night to remember.
I'm super, super excited.
We're going to make you feel like you were here that night. So be ready for that. Mark your calendars, December 16th, virtual Movi Christmas party.
For sure.
Also, we had so much fun with you last Friday playing Among Us. We had over 15 students join us. And we played for like over 2 hours. It was incredible.
Fun.
So if you want to play again, comment in the chat. We actually are already planning on playing again. We're gonna continue to update you via Instagram, just reminding you on our stories of when we're gonna play next.
Yeah.
But that was really great.
I know, I'm excited for that. Another thing is one of our Movi leaders here, Cass, she's going to be doing weekly devotionals on the Movi Teens Instagram. So stay tuned for more details of like the times and when that will exactly be. And we're just happy that we could be here with you guys today to hang out with you.
We seriously had such a good time. It's so fun talking about Coach Pitts.
What a guy, what a character.
Christmas, Nick Jonas. Like, does it get better than Coach Pitts, Nick Jonas? We just missed out on Nicholas Sparks tonight.
I know, honestly. We got so much fun.
All the Knicks. But thank you guys again, and we hope you have a wonderful week and enjoy your time with your community groups.
Bye, guys.